On a perfect sunny afternoon in Sydney, the sky was so brilliantly blue it seemed almost painted. A young boy was spending the day with his family at Taronga Zoo, a place he always loved visiting. As usual, he was excited to see the gorillas, whose immense size and strength had always fascinated him. As they wandered along the zoo's winding paths, his anticipation grew. When they finally reached the gorilla enclosure, the boy's eyes lit up at the sight of Kibo, the largest and most majestic silverback gorilla he had ever seen. Kibo exuded a strong, serene presence that commanded attention. But today, something was different. Kibo was focused on a bright yellow banana lying on the ground just out of his reach. Although the banana was not far from him, his large arms couldn't quite grasp it. The boy watched, captivated, as Kibo stretched his arm as far as possible, but the banana remained just out of reach. As the crowd gathered, intrigued by the scene, Kibo's frustration became evident. He huffed and glanced around, seemingly pondering his next move. Then, a zookeeper approached the enclosure with a calm, knowing smile. Without saying a word, the zookeeper bent down and nudged the banana closer to Kibo. The gorilla looked at the zookeeper, and then at the banana, now almost within his grasp. Before Kibo could make another attempt, the zookeeper tossed a long stick into the enclosure. Kibo picked up the stick, examining it with his intelligent eyes. The zookeeper demonstrated how to use the stick to pull the banana closer. The crowd watched with bated breath. Kibo made several attempts, becoming more focused with each try. Finally, with a careful maneuver, he nudged the banana close enough to grab it. The crowd erupted into applause, and the boy's face lit up with amazement at the spectacle he had just witnessed. The zookeeper addressed the crowd, explaining that they had just witnessed leverage in action. Leverage, he said, is all about using a tool or a strategy to extend your abilities, allowing you to reach something you couldn't obtain on your own. As Kibo enjoyed his well-earned snack, the boy reflected on the simplicity and effectiveness of the stick. It wasn't just a lesson for Kibo, it was a lesson for him as well. The experience underscored that with the right tools and a bit of creativity, even the toughest challenges could be overcome. The boy left the zoo that day with a newfound appreciation for leverage, realizing that success often depends not just on strength, but on the smart use of available resources. On another bright spring morning, Sydney's parks buzzed not with people, but with a flock of cheeky, clever Australian cockatoos. Among them was Charlie, known for his remarkable ability to open rubbish bins and find leftover food. But today, even Charlie faced a challenge. He had encountered a particularly tough bin, one of those large, sturdy ones that resisted his efforts. Charlie pecked, pulled, and even hopped on the lid, but nothing worked. He could almost taste the food inside, yet the lid remained firmly shut. Frustrated but undeterred, Charlie knew he needed help. He called out sharply, summoning his trusty companions. They had seen Charlie's successful bin opening techniques before, but this task required more than one bird's effort. The group of cockatoos gathered around the bin, each examining the lid in their own way. Some pecked, others pulled, and they all fluttered around, seeking the best angle. Their combined efforts began to make a difference. Before long, the lid gave way under their collective pecking and prying. With a satisfying clatter, the bin opened, revealing a treasure trove of food scraps. The birds celebrated their victory as they dove into their feast. Yet the real triumph was the lesson they had demonstrated. Opening the bin was a skill honed through trial and error. More importantly, it showcased how collaboration could leverage their combined strength to achieve what none could accomplish alone. As they savored their well-earned meal, the park echoed with their triumph. Charlie and his friends had transformed a seemingly impossible task into a shared success. Through teamwork, they had proven that the key to unlocking opportunities often lies in learning new skills and knowing when to seek help from others. These two stories both offer powerful lessons that go beyond the surface. Whether it's a gorilla using a stick or cockatoos working together to open a bin, leverage is more than just using a tool or collaborating with others. It represents a mindset, a way of approaching challenges by maximizing the potential of the resources at your disposal. Leverage involves extending your reach and developing the skills needed to use resources effectively. The gorilla didn't instinctively know how to use the stick. It required guidance and practice to solve his problem. Similarly, the cockatoos didn't succeed right away. They learned through trial and error, refining their approach through teamwork. In both cases, the animals had to develop problem-solving skills, communication, and persistence to truly exercise leverage. Leverage is not merely a quick fix or a stroke of luck. It demands practice, learning, and the ability to see potential where others might not. Whether using a stick, forming a team, or crafting a strategy, the real power of leverage lies in knowing how to apply it effectively. By paying attention to the smallest moments, even in nature, you can discover opportunities to extend your abilities and achieve more than you ever thought possible. The general definition according to dictionaries. Leverage. Noun. In a physical sense, it refers to the exertion of force by means of a lever or a similar mechanism that provides a mechanical advantage. In a broader context, leverage can also mean using various assets, strategies, or advantages to amplify the impact or effectiveness of one's actions or decisions. The power to influence people or events and achieve results, often achieved through the strategic use of resources. In its most literal and physical sense, leverage refers to the exertion of force through the use of a lever or a similar mechanism, which allows one to gain a mechanical advantage. This concept involves applying a small amount of force to move or lift a much larger object, thereby amplifying the effort and achieving greater results than would be possible through direct force alone. Expanding beyond its physical meaning, leverage also encompasses a broader application. It involves utilizing various assets, strategies, or advantages to magnify the impact or effectiveness of one's actions or decisions. This broader interpretation suggests that leverage can be achieved not only through mechanical tools, but also through strategic use of resources, such as financial capital, skills, or networks. Essentially, leverage is the power to influence people or events in a way that produces desired results, often through the intelligent and strategic deployment of available resources. Effective leverage involves using skills and strategies to maximize resources, enabling you to achieve more than individual effort alone could accomplish. Leverage can be understood as the deliberate and strategic use of resources, tools, or borrowed capital to achieve greater results with relatively less effort. This concept involves applying a minimal force or input to generate a substantial impact. This can be achieved through various means, such as mechanical devices, financial investments, or collaborative efforts. The essence of effective leverage lies in developing and refining skills and strategies that maximize the potential of available resources, thereby extending one's reach and enhancing overall capability beyond what could be accomplished through personal effort alone. Effective leverage means utilizing skills and strategies to optimize resources, allowing you to accomplish significantly more than what individual effort alone can achieve. Understanding leverage is crucial because it is a concept that is often overlooked in traditional education systems. Schools typically do not teach the importance of leverage or how to effectively harness its power. Grasping the concept of leverage, however, can provide a significant advantage in various aspects of life. This book is dedicated to exploring this idea in depth and demonstrating how leverage can be a game changer. Leverage manifests in many different forms and can be applied in numerous ways in life. In the following chapters, we will explore several principal types of leverage, as well as some less commonly discussed forms, all of which can potentially make a significant difference in one's life. We will jump straight into the topic without wasting any time. To fully benefit from this book, start by exploring the chapters that resonate with your interests and needs. If you're unsure where to begin, or find that some sections are less engaging because your attention span has been damaged by social media, I recommend focusing on specific topics that may be particularly valuable to you, such as finance, relationships, and mechanics, to grasp a thorough concept of leverage. Additionally, the final chapter provides a comprehensive conclusion summarizing the key insights presented throughout the book. Ultimately, you are encouraged to read any or all of the chapters at your own pace, allowing you to discover the content that speaks to you the most and enhances your journey. Winning the game of life requires leverage, as it allows you to optimize your strengths and attain significant results with less effort.